Yo, what is good with y'all? So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I tried to shoot film with a strobe and failed. I failed pretty bad, but it wasn't that bad. I pretty much didn't get a single shot out of the whole roll of 10. I didn't get not one shot came out. Like every single shot in the roll was blank, but I only shot one roll. But all in all, I messed up. I didn't get one good frame, like not one. So just to get into it, so the camera that I did this whole thing with is my favorite camera, my Pentax 671. I had gotten a new strobe not too long ago, Godox 80 Pro 300. It's a really, really good strobe. I've enjoyed it a lot for a lot of my digital work. My boy Trayvon actually put me onto that strobe. Thank you for that if you're watching this. I was immediately interested in trying to shoot my film camera with the strobe. I got the PC sync cord, the trigger was working for the strobe. Thought I had everything down packed, and it just didn't work out. Alright bro, I lied. So I was actually wrong about almost everything. I don't know, I recorded that video on Thursday. Thursday was the 30th. I recorded this video on the 30th, that night going into the 31st and that morning. And after I was done recording, I was just thinking about it and I was like, man, nah, like I definitely did something wrong for sure, outside of what I thought I did wrong or what I thought was the issue, which really now looking back at it doesn't really make sense. But I definitely did do something wrong. I had went back out that Friday night with my friend Mel. Mel, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I appreciate the help. Took some quick portraits of her at my local park and the photos came out. The scans weren't that great because I just paid for them to get done really quickly. I didn't really care too much for the quality for them, but they definitely came out correct. So I didn't really look back at the last video I had made either. In reference to the last video, I'm talking about the video on Thursday. But I know I brought up the fact that I had metered correctly, and I had brought up the fact that my cameras were on the right settings. So I definitely know where I messed up at. I had the strobe too far away from the subject, and on top of that, there was a part of my old strobe that I didn't have that I obviously needed, and yeah, due to me not having that part, my readings were like all the way off. I'm actually gonna bring it and show you guys. Hold on. Okay, so I have two light meters here. This is my old light meter, this is my new one. So on my old one, this part, the part that's over this, there's a specific name to it. I forgot it. I want to say the diffuser. I might be incorrect. If I'm incorrect, I'm definitely cutting that part out. If I'm correct, you'll hear it. But there's supposed to be a part right here that's not there, because over the summer, last summer, I dropped my light meter. I didn't even drop it hard. Like, I had it hanging off my hand like here, and then it just fell from like this part of my finger and it hit the floor and the thing like popped out, which is kind of weird. But on this one, the new one, it's there. And when you're metering for strobe film photography, even in certain lighting conditions like this, metering like this can be on or off. This is a very crucial part of metering in regular daylight photography and with strobe photography. So if you do not have this part on your light meter, all your meterings are going to be off, on top of the fact that the strobe was too far away from the subject. Yeah, that definitely played a big part in it as well, because when I was taking the pictures of Karan in the park, the strobe was pretty far away, whereas for my friend Mel, when I shot with her this past weekend, the strobe was a lot closer to her, and my meterings were consistent the whole time. I think those two things combined definitely played a big part as to why like the whole roll just came out blank. One thing I'm definitely starting to see is like photos are really flat when you use a strobe. Almost the same flatness as like when you shoot like broad daylight. I'll probably put a pic of like the original JPEG of my film and then a picture of the edit. Like the edit, I really just brought down the shadows and the blacks and I touched the color curve a tiny bit. I try to keep it as true as possible. And of course, as the last shoot, I took some digitals behind it. This time I shot with a different Fujifilm camera. I did not shoot with the XC3, which is what I'm recording with. I shot with the GFX 50S2. Yeah, this camera is just amazing, but I'll make a video on that later. I took my digitals with that camera and I metered them the exact same. That's really pretty much it. I got it to work. yeah, I definitely think I just unlocked a new cheat code. Like, this might seem like something far-fetched for somebody that only shoots film during the day and has never really even tried to shoot film. I haven't even shot much film with continuous lighting. Like, I typically only shoot medium format during the day. So this was definitely a tiny bit of a challenge, really easy to overcome, but I'm excited to see what I make with this now. It's definitely more encouraging to shoot more film in different scenarios, but I definitely have a lot more to learn in terms of like strobe power and like distance of the strobe and metering and things like that. But I definitely had a fun time learning about this. It was more so frustrating, but the reward was much greater. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time you're watching this, at wherever you're at. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one. See you in the next one. Bye.